video game
physical
in the
copy
bottom
of the
right.
book this time.
I do as well. So welcome to book club.
Mine's over there. Small confession. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Small confession, you didn't read it. No, you listened to the audio version.
Didn't finish it. I'm at 440. I actually had something come up today that kept me from finishing it.
Oh. It's really alright. By the end, I was kind of like, this is kind of repetitive.
Well, I thought it was horrible until halfway in, and then it was still horrible.
Oh my god. So I think this might be the only one. I actually liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was repetitive.
Yeah.
But I really actually enjoyed the writing style for like the first time. I thought it was well written, and I thought it had really interesting themes. But I'm gonna let you guys talk about it first, because I did.
Shotogen can talk about it first, because I also enjoyed it.
You didn't finish it, so you have to go first now.
What?
I enjoyed it for the most part, but I just thought it was repetitive and boring. It's just the average life of a fucking woman. That's all it is.
That is true. We should replace you with chaos.
I won't have the free time the next time, so it's a good point.
Well, then never mind. I made a picture frame for nothing, because they're probably gonna replace him.
Wow. Hostile takeover.
Hostile takeover.
No, it's not even hostile, because I'm okay with it.
Wow. Thank you for your love and support in the book. Alright, so anyway. You enjoyed many of the details. See, I think Chaos hit it on the head. I liked it. I thought it was okay. I enjoyed a lot of the details.
I did too.
I think that's what the book was. You have to enjoy the details to enjoy the book.
Yeah. So essentially,
well, I mean, there wasn't a plot to the book.
Yeah,
it was more like a whole book of what if.
Yeah.
I was like, what if this happened? Well, what if this happened?
Although I did like that there was a noticeable time progression throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily like in a linear fashion, but throughout her lives there was a progression. So I actually thought of this beforehand. Jess should be proud because I made a note of it. But there was, you can see the progression. You can see the progression. The easiest example I can give is her rabbits. The first time you notice the rabbits, it's in the present. She's talking about finding the rabbits. Both of them are eaten. Then the next time you hear about the rabbits is she's recalling it as a child, and she brought her rabbit in, but her sister's rabbit was left outside. And then the last time they're adults commenting on all the rabbits because she had convinced her sister to bring the rabbits in. That's my favorite part about the book. Even though I didn't necessarily like it, I liked that there was a progression throughout the book.
Well, I like that she didn't rehash the same events over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she
assumed you remembered. She didn't assume you forgot immediately after reading it.
But yeah, so for those who don't know what the fuck we're talking about, because I forgot, we should probably actually mention what the book is about. So essentially it's about Ursula Todd, and it takes place kind of around pre-World War II and during World War II on both the German and the English side. And she basically lives, and then she dies, and then she lives again, and then she dies, and then she lives and dies. That's the entire book. It's just her many lives. And it was one of those things at the very beginning, the first chapter is she kills Hitler. And I feel like basically it's called Life After Life because Groundhog Day with Hitler just didn't quite have the same beauty to it. Because that's essentially what it is. It's just Groundhog Day. But
it's, I don't know, but it's not it's not Groundhog Day though.
It isn't.
Because it's, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Because I don't think the blurb does a good job of explaining it either. Because it's like life after life. It's like life after life after life after life. But it's all the same time period. It's not like she was born and then died and then she was born again a little bit later and then died and then, it's just kind of like a whole book of.
It's like parallel timelines.
Lives. Yeah.
But somehow she's able to instill fear and change into her parallel timelines. That's what it feels like.
No, she didn't go to heaven and hell and then come back to life. It's not supernatural. Like, she's not Sam and Dean. Like, it's just, she just dies and kind of goes in this void. There was one line in the book, and I'm like, this is what the blurb should have been on the back of the book. And I wrote it down, which was, life wasn't about becoming, it was about being. And I was like, that's kind of the whole book. It's the fact that she's constantly worrying about what's going to happen in her future, and so she doesn't live in the present. And that's kind of, and then the end is just kind of accepting your life that you got and kind of just dealing with it. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. The plot did sound dumb. I agree. Like, I was really hesitant.
Hashtag next book hype. I'm sorry. I was real excited about it. Still am.
No, but I was really pleasantly surprised with how much I like this book. I feel like the blurb and the plot description is so terrible.
Yeah.
That, like, when I read it, I was like, this is going to be terrible. Like, I don't want to read this book, but whatever. And then I really did enjoy it. I don't like how she left it at the end. Like, I don't understand. But it was like a book that could never end. Like, so she just could have kept going.
But the thing is, it also never starts. There is no start to this book. You start the same way you read it. You're starting on one of her lives. You see the end of it.
Well, she started with her shortest life. Like, each life kind of, other than the Hitler part.
Other than the Hitler part, yeah. But it is one of those things where there isn't really... I don't know, there isn't really a beginning and a middle and an end. I kind of agree. Because you could read it out of order, and you'd still get the same experience. Because like Chaos said, it's more of an experience than a plot. Like, it's just points on a timeline. It's like Quantum Break. Like, honestly, it's just points. But the plot is fixed. I have life for experience. I want a story woven. It was definitely woven, but it was woven in a way that you could read it out of order, and it would still make sense. I got a little fancy one, and it has, like, a reading group guide in the back, and one of the questions is basically... I know, it's so exciting! So, like, the last question was basically, why do you think she ended it the way she did?
Yeah.
And I was kind of wondering that too. It feels like it just kind of ends, but I don't think there's a really way that you could tie everything together because of the lack of a plot. The fact that it's more just... Does she continue on after this, or does it just end? And I think she just kind of ends. I think that's her last life that's on the final one that we see. I think we've seen all of her lives. I don't think she goes on past the book.
I mean, I felt like the final life... I don't really 100% see. It's hard to like pinpoint parts of the book because it was all pretty much the same story. But I felt like the last life was felt the most complete out of all of the lives. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like the last full life, other than them, doing the brother thing and then like the very last page, they just talked about that midwife who never made it to her birth. Like, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody, like, knew. Now, Shatogan won't. But maybe, like, Chaos. Well, it's like, at the end, it's essentially they just talk about the midwife. That's like, oh, I'm in a bar and I'm drinking. And I was kind of like, okay? Like, why exactly are we talking about you for no reason all of a sudden? Like, I was wondering if it was essentially just showing... like the effects that Ursula Todd's life had on other people, but it seemed weird. Practice makes perfect. I like that way more than anyone can betray anyone. I was fine with that.
But they never said that in the book, so you can't. Did they say that in the book? They might have said that in the book.
They said that in the book. Know. It's her mom. It's Sylvie. She constantly says practice makes perfect, and then when finally Ursula accepts the fact that she's having these deja vu and she understands that she's having these experiences over and over again, she harkens back to her mother and the practice makes perfect line. The drink's never in for the middle. We just talk about them, like, it's for the second book. It's just going to be about the midwife's alcoholism from reading
She just drank,
this book.
And then she drank the next day, and then, the day started again. She drank. So, but I mean, and ultimately, I feel like this was more of a character book than a plot book.
Yeah.
So, like, if we were going to discuss anything, I feel like discussing the characters would be
better.
See, that's I couldn't get into it until I realized that, and it took until halfway in the book to realize that, and then that's when I started actually enjoying it. But I didn't enjoy the book per se. I enjoyed the characters in the book.
Yeah.
I have to say, I really liked the Sylvie and Izzy, I think was her name. That dynamic. So you had kind of the traditional woman who's like living in that time, the mom of Ursula, who's just not like, okay, everything has to be a specific way. And then you have Izzy, who's kind of going out and being a crazy person and like doing that more modern woman type thing, and the clash between them.
Yeah.
I like that.
I liked Sylvie until
she became a bitch.
that life where Ursula has the abortion, and then she's all just like terrible. That is the point I was at when I was like, we need to talk about this book right now. Like, I can't even handle this. I like it.
It was one of those things.
I liked her so much, and then she was like, I hate you so much.
When she becomes
She was my favorite character until that life. And then that's when I just absolutely hated her.
Right. And I never really got over that after that.
And that's the thing. Yeah. It's like she's so traditional that it's painful. Because then after that, you can never look at her the same way. Like, even when they go back and she's nice again, you just know. And it's just, it's horrible.
Thinking back, like, I feel like that life kind of gave us an explanation for her treatment of Izzy more so than, like, her describing why, like, she doesn't really like Izzy in the earlier stages of the book. Because she really did just treat Izzy exactly the way she treated Ursula after Ursula got that abortion. Like, she wasn't really allowed there except for, like, special occasions. I mean, it went to the extreme in that life when Ursula got the abortion, but
Chaos was saying that, like, it's like cycle extends to Sylvie and others. So are you saying that, like, they're also looping, but they just don't realize it, Chaos? Is that what you're saying? I don't really get that.
That's like I was saying, they're parallel timelines. They exist whether she has an outcome on them or not.
Yeah, so there are other timelines that don't involve her?
Exactly, but the thing is, this book is revolved around her because she's somehow able to extend her experiences to the other timelines.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Also, you go first.
That husband life.
Oh, that one where she gets beat?
That was terrible.
That was intense.
That was really
intense, and I was like, so, I don't know, just...
She did not have lives. She did not have good lives. Like, dies so many times, drowns in the sea, raped and almost dies, beaten to death. Like, this woman did not have no, she was not good. She was not lucky.
I know, the London Blitz, it was like 10 pages, and it was like, and then she died. And then she was like, let's get out of the house, and then she died. And then she was like, let's go this way, and then she died. Like,
yeah, it felt like me playing a game. That's how I felt. It was just basically like, what if I try? Oh, okay.
Nope, that's not it.
Yeah, it felt that way. Like, and the chapters are really short, which I know that, like, when Nishiki started reading, he basically hearkened it to Twilight, because there were, like, really apparently short chapters in that, where it's, like, one page, and then you turn, and it's the next page. And I'm just kind of like, it's not like Twilight! It's kind of really, like, angry.
Yeah. But... Oh, see what Chaos is saying. Some of the conditions that she changed. Like, I would be so interested to see her storyboard of, like, what she decided to change in each one, because it wasn't always just one thing. It was like a couple things, like that one time when the psychiatrist son died in some of the other lives but didn't die in the one life, and like how there were there were multiple things different in each of the...
So for the longest time, and I couldn't keep track because there were too many deaths, so maybe you guys noticed, for the longest time I thought in the book that when she lived, someone else had to die, because like the first time she dies at the very beginning, the farmer that lives in the nearby farm doesn't get trampled by that bull, so the doctor never comes. But then she lives, and he dies, and he died every single time. And then you see, like, okay, she lives, and her brother dies. Or she lives, and the psychiatrist's son dies. But then there were times when it seemed like she lived, and everybody lived around her. There wasn't, like, a exchange. But I was sometimes wondering if, like, there was a thing, or maybe I'm just crazy. But
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't either.
I thought
I didn't really keep track of that.
I
too
was
much.
Like trying.
I just kind of read it and like didn't.
I went like hard. I went hard in the paint. Like I got like lines and shit. Like I went straight in there. But when does Morgan Freeman show up and play the calm and wise mentor figure? Whenever you want. It's your own head. Like, you could make every single person Morgan Freeman if you wanted. Like, Ursula Todd could be Morgan Freeman. Everybody's played by Morgan Freeman. It's a one-man show when you read it. You counted 17 deaths. See, I think you're about right. I counted 16, so I think you're probably right. Yeah, my last count was 16. Because at one point, I tried to, like, actually map it out, and I was like, no. I was just like, no.
Not happening, yeah.
Not happening. You start more consequences for choices, like Final Destination. Yeah, I kind of see that, too. Morgan Freeman is in any book you want.
Did you count the Hitler death twice? The one where she died killing Hitler.
Yeah, because that does happen twice, so if you counted that twice, then that might be problematic.
Did anyone else think that Teddy was that farmer's son?
I did too. I couldn't confirm it with anything, but I had my suspicions. And I think that she alludes to it, kind of. It seems that way.
Yeah. I was like, she totally, yeah.
Well, good for you. At least she left Derek at that point. Like, but yeah, it's one of... Oh, also, so essentially, I think she can only pick one, right? She can basically pick Teddy, saving Teddy, or killing Hitler, right?
I mean, she only saved Teddy, like, once.
Yeah.
In the whole book. And it was the very end.
And
she didn't even save him.
Yeah.
He just, like, didn't die. Like, it doesn't even seem like she had anything to do with him surviving in that life. Like, he just survived.
Now, okay. This is kind of off topic, but she wrote another book that just came out recently called A God in Ruins, and that's apparently about Teddy. And it's apparently about a man who survives a war even though he thinks that he was about to die. He thinks that he's going to die, and he survives, and then he has no idea what to do with the rest of his life. And it's apparently not related to this, but it obviously has to be that timeline where he lives when he's supposed to die.
A God in Ruins?
Yeah. It's from, like, an Emerson poem. The title is...
I'm looking it up right now.
But yeah, so...
Actually, I saw it next to this book at the library.
Oh my god, Chaos is actually listing all the deaths. They're like my favorite. Thank you. That's amazing.
Lists.
Huh?
Well, okay, so death number 1 you're not counting as that Hitler death from the very beginning. We're starting from the beginning of her lives, like where the story actually begins.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway. Yeah, this is...
I want to know the outcome of her brother's fight with that guy.
I wanted that too.
I was so happy to see.
I hope he beat the shit out of him and killed him.
Yeah. Right?
Because he was such a terrible...
He was a terrible human. Derek was one of the worst. And then she, like, meets him again later on, and thankfully she leaves. Both of those guys, the one that she met when she was raped younger, I can't remember the name of him. I think it was, like, Howie?
Howie.
Yeah, and then Derek. Ew. Just
wait, when did
douche
she
after douche.
when she only married him once.
Yeah, she only marries him once, and then she meets him on the street again, and she
runs away because that's when they put her in the sanitarium.
Yeah,
like she didn't even talk to him. She tripped and broke her nose, and like continued running away because she was so overwhelmed by like the deja vu.
Yeah,
that she didn't even talk to him.
So, do you think she's crazy, or do you think this timeline thing is real? I think it's real. It's never really established, but. There is that kind of thing. Is she actually just crazy? Is she basically like Holden Caulfield and essentially just in a mental institution the entire book? Or is she really like...
I don't know. I feel like it's real. Like, I feel like but I don't know, like, because it's almost like a thing, like, you also have to think, like, are these happening simultaneously, or are they happening one right after the other? Like, is she experiencing them, like, when she gets that deja vu, is she experiencing saying that, like, it's almost like saying, is this, like, when she dies, does she just rewind and go back to the beginning and live again from there? Or if it's happening all simultaneously, is when she getting those bad feelings, like, the bad thing is happening in the other timeline, and she's sensing it in the other timeline, and the bad thing that could happen in that other timeline from the results of that. But
it's just so confusing. The thing is, like, I loved the writing. I really, really loved the writing. I didn't have really a problem reading it. Like, I breezed through this in like a couple weeks, and then I was dying emotionally because I just wanted to talk to everyone about it, and I couldn't. But it was really confusing, I thought. It's very difficult to read. So I was looking forward.
To talk about too.
Like, I'd be interested to see if somebody actually enjoyed an audiobook version of this, because I feel like it would be terrible as an audiobook. Because it's way too short. I feel like it would
be wicked confusing as an audiobook.
It would.
I probably would have enjoyed it more as an audiobook.
Just someone like gently whispering. That's because you're audiobook corner, bro. That's why.
Oh, and what Nishiki said, he beats her up and when they're married, and she leaves, and then she goes to Izzy, and then he finds her at Izzy's, and he like beats the shit out of her in front of Teddy, and Teddy's like trying to save her, and he just like goes fucking crazy,
thinking
and kills
that
her.
It's like that she's a whore when it's her brother, which is like, dude, you don't even know her family. Like, it's just so bad. It's just such a oh god. Derek was my least favorite. If we were ranking characters, that guy can just suck every dick. Like, I would have liked for it to just have 18 deaths for Derek. I would have been all about that. Goddamn, Shitoken, gotta disagree. Why sigh? just generally you disagree.
If we go back to the y'all were talking about the timeline and whether she rewinds, I think it's got to be she rewinds. That's the only way you can find progression throughout this book, because through each life it slowly progresses. I was talking about the bunnies.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's 100% right, but it's got to be she's doing it life after life, and they're not in parallel. So what you see the first time would be the first life, and throughout the book you progress through those lives slowly. Definitely. Sometimes a big change causes the life to be different, such as not going to Germany, and then you have a whole different life, or not being raped. That's a huge change.
That was a big change. I thought it was really interesting how she kind of like showed the change, like her life after the rape was just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like made such a drastic change in her life. I was so happy that she, like, how, not that I was happy that it happened, but like, I don't remember what I was gonna say. But
that's this entire book.
I thought she handled it well. Like how she put that in there, that rape, and then kind of like how she worked it into her life for that following life, because that's the life she also married Derek in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then when she was not, her life was just so different. She never really, I don't know.
It's one of those things. I did like the fact it wasn't really exploitative, because at first, like, when that started to happen, I was like, oh god, this is gonna get really, like, messed up. But it felt like it did have a purpose, and it did kind of play into the progression theme. This book sounds fucking depressing. It is. I'm really sorry. Like, I right out the gate, I was just like, here, have a thing with some child deaths and some rape in it. Like, everybody, family book time. My book choices. We're gonna read Bukowski next for my book choice. That's gonna, like, Tiffy and everyone else are gonna be like, never let Jess pick the books unless you want to just cry in your soul. Like, but yeah.
But this is the book. See, that I like this book. I feel like if we had discussed it while we were reading it, I feel like our discussions would have been much different than they are now.
Exactly.
Finishing reading it.
I agree.
Like, because, you know, during that whole like rape and then abortion part, and then Sylvie changing during that one, I was like, I need to talk to someone about this, like, right now. Like I almost wanted to talk to people about after like a third of the book, and then I read another third and I was like, now I have a whole bunch of different things to talk about And now I'm at the end, and I'm like, by the time I got to the end, I was kind of like, I'm kind of over this a little bit. Like, how is she going to end it? And then it was over, and I was not satisfied with the end.
It just leaves you kind of hanging.
Yeah.
I felt kind of like emotionally blue-balled by the book. I wanted more of a, I don't know. I understood where she's going, because it is like that line. It's like, okay, it's just about being. It's just about doing your best and kind of just accepting the consequences of that. But damn, I wanted something else. And it can't be a chick flick, because Matthew McConaughey's not in it. So, the big Kowski.
Put him in it.
You could put Matthew McConaughey.
Could totally play Teddy.
How to lose Hitler in 10 days. Okay, Atkinson.
Hitler was only in the book like twice.
Okay, I felt like Hitler was a little bit.
And then once when she like went to his villa and was living the high life with her daughter, I had a lot of questions for a lot of things. Like that guy who was killing people. That was just like a side plot that never ever was talked about. Like it was just like, no, this is a thing.
There's just
he's there. We're never going to explain it, but just so you know, like it just seems so, I don't know,
there
random.
Were a lot of things that were just really random, and like I think Hitler was over the top, because she could have just done a lot about the war, and particularly with like made German soldiers, and not had Hitler and like her connection with Eva Braun, like, and being BFFs. I felt like that was a little too much. If anything in the book bothered me, that's what bothered me, was the fact that it's like, I really feel like you were just like, let me just throw Hitler in here. And like,
she went
World War II Hitler.
She went from like an exchange student, and then the next chapter she's talking about Hitler. I'm like,
and she has a kid.
And she has a kid. I'm like, where the hell did that come from?
Wait, you can see Hitler being Hugh? Was that what you're saying? Like, how? I thought Hugh was nice. I didn't really immediately think of Hitler. I'm like, that guy reminds me of Hitler. You seem kind of meh. You seem kind of like a background character. Yeah, the things were really random. Like, it's one of those things, she does capture the, like, terror and tragedy of the Blitz really well. Like, she does capture that. And some of the graphic descriptions of, like, what she's having to deal with in the war were just brutal. I liked it. I liked some of the descriptions. But the relationship between the Todd family seemed really weird. Like, Sylvie had 1 million kids. It's like, it's a vagina, Sylvie, not a clown car. Like, close your legs. Like, life after life is just her popping them out one after the other.
And then Pamela took after her and decided she didn't need to close her legs either.
Thank you for the host, Tippy. I do appreciate it.
Well, I usually host you, and I totally forgot, even though we've been talking for like half an hour or something.
The chat is
oh, by the way.
Oh, so you're imagining Hugh as Matthew McConaughey, not Hitler. Sorry, I went total internet on you. I went 100%.
I did like Hugh. I liked his character, and I liked him more as the story as the book progressed.
Yeah, because
he I kind of like. Yeah, he kind of like went from like kind of like this high mighty banker that you know, I didn't really feel one way or the other about him in the beginning, because he really wasn't present. But like by the end, I was like, you're a really stand-up guy, dude. Like I kind of like you. Like Sylvia, I was like, meh, you haven't really changed that much. Like Hugh, they revealed a lot of him through the stories, and like Sylvie just kind of was very
posh. Like she was really posh and kind of like proper.
Yeah, but she also was very like stagnant. Like she didn't really change. There was nothing new that was really revealed about her in any of the lives, and some of the things that were revealed about her like weren't necessarily surprising, but were disappointing at the same time.
Yeah, like it makes sense for your character to get so upset about this like abortion and stuff, but I'm disappointed in you. Like I wanted to like you more. And then like she takes Teddy's death in that one time so hard, and it's just like the way that essentially like her suicide and then how that affects the family. She seemed really selfish.
She committed suicide a couple times though, like because of his death.
Yeah, she
killed herself when we like flash forward to like when she froze to death in her apartment. She had killed herself too after Teddy died on VE Day.
Yeah.
And then she did it again in that, the other lives.
Essentially, she definitely had a favorite. Like, it wasn't hidden. She's just mom of the year.
Yeah.
Like, she's definitely doing that. Someone just got tipped about this book club. I'm proud of you, Law. That's a good pun. I am proud of you.
I didn't tweet about it either.
I didn't do as much as I should have either for this one. I think it's okay.
I was distracted by Quantum Break, I'm going to be honest.
Teddy was the heart and Maurice was the anus of that family. Oh my god. Anatomy of a Life After Life.
Though.
I think I actually blocked Maurice.
God, I hated Maurice.
He was just a terrible person.
He really was.
What about when he told her about Teddy going down? He's just like, "Are you done? Are we good? All right,
I got stuff to do. Like,
I'm just going to head out."
Like, I was like, and really, if you name your kid Maurice, you're just asking for trouble. Like, nobody is gonna be named Maurice and be like the nicest person ever. Like, he just popped out of the womb and was like, well, I'm done with this shit. Like, which celebrity would we see playing Sylvie? I don't know. Oh, the lady that plays Professor McGonagall.
No.
No? No.
No.
I'm a terrible casting agent.
Because she looks stern but nice.
Keira Knightley? I don't know if Keira Knightley can go bitch mode fast enough. Alright, Cheery. I understand. Thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Bye. But yeah. I liked it. Maggie Smith! That's what I wanted, but they've already said no, so.
Maggie Smith is like 80 years old. Sylvie's like 20 in the beginning of the book. Like,
you saying an 80-year-old woman can't pop one out of the case?
Matthew McConaughey and Maggie Smith. Like, that is the couple that you're imagining right now. Like,
I love it.
It's
it's good. You know how she has all those different, like, she talks about gender equality, she talks about all this other stuff. We can also talk about the age gap through the movie. Love can happen at any age.
11 years older than her anyway.
Matthew McConaughey and Maggie Smith, I ship it.
Oh, you know who could be Izzy though?
Who?
Is what's her name? Oh, what is her name? She plays that in Elementary, she plays what's her name?
Oh god.
Moriarty in Elementary.
Oh. What? No.
Hold on. Who the
hell is Maggie Smith? How do you not know who Maggie Smith is? Yo? Like, Maggie Smith is a national
Natalie
fucking
Dormer.
treasure. Natalie Dormer. Oh, she'd be good. She would actually be good. Oh, we could just take the cast of Game of Thrones, pop them in the book. Like, imagine Lena Headey as Sylvie. That works. She can go bitch mode. No?
Oh, I could see Emily Blunt as
I'm gonna let Tippy cast this fake movie that we're making, apparently, of Life After Life.
She's apparently really good at this.
Apparently,
Emily Blunt
as
Sylvie. I could see Emily Blunt as Sylvie.
I feel like I'm more here to just help you be an innovator. Like, I say stuff, and then you can just shoot me down. You just go, no shit. But Emily Blunt.
You picked Maggie Smith for, like, one of the youngest characters in the book. Like, well, we picked Matthew McConaughey for Hugh. That was totally chaos, by the way. And, you know, Maggie Smith would totally be great as her mother. Yeah, I could see it. It's all right.
Maggie Smith is a national treasure.
But there are parts in the book where she's old.
So, basically, Emily Blunt for the younger, Maggie Smith for the older. Boom.
There you go.
How have you never seen Maggie Smith? She's in literally, like, every British production.
Downton Abbey, Harry Potter, like, everything. She's like the Michael Gambon of women. I looked at never seen this before. How? I don't understand. BS. I call BS too. Stranley, I think you just have a bad memory. You've seen her. You've seen her on the street. You've seen her macking with Matthew McConaughey. Seen in 5-1. But it's anyway, this book. What, like...
Oh, right.
This book club
I really just Googled British actresses, and I'm just looking at who would look like how I imagine Sylvie. Because I don't know.
I liked it. Is it repetitive? Yes. Is it problematic to read? Yes. Would I read A God in Ruins? Hell fucking yeah. I'm gonna buy that. Like, I really want to see Teddy's story. Because I like Teddy a lot. and I'm curious.
I agree. I like this book. It was repetitive, but I did ultimately enjoy this book. Will I read it again? Probably not. Will I read A God in Ruins? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not, sold on A God in Ruins. I don't know if I feel like really returning to it at this point.
Yeah. And Shitoken's probably... Are you even going to finish it, Shitoken, or are you just done?
No, I'm going to finish it. I actually like it. I feel like it would be better for leisure reading. Just like something I grab when I'm on the toilet. That's what it feels like.
Shit after shit?
Yeah.
That's more like, okay.
More like because it's easy. It's easy to put down and pick up because there's such short intervals in the actual stories. You can sit it down in the middle of a story, and when you pick it up, you're still confused. It doesn't matter. So you can just keep going with it.
So it's essentially like living my life. That's good to know.
Yeah,
I can just put it aside. I can just go to sleep, and I wake up, and I'm still
confused. It's still just as shitty when you wake up.
That's the thing. It really captures the heart of life, which is essentially you go to bed, you wake up, you're still fucking confused, don't know what you're doing. Like life after life.
Stumbling your way towards the end.
This book relieves constipation like a boss. Honestly, I feel like I should probably just send this stream to Kate Atkinson and just be like, if you need some blurbs. Got a lot. It's great toilet read.
Although I do think you should put if you have them, the book clubs up on like YouTube or something. Because I was trying to tell someone, I was like, "Yeah, I'm a member of this book club. We like
they're on YouTube
thing," and she was all like,
"I got the first one up. Yeah, I got the Buried Giants up, and I actually was editing the second one, so the second one's gonna be up today. So perfect. The Red Queen one's gonna be up.
This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I haven't checked since then.
I'll send you the Buried Giant one, and then I'll send you the other one.
She was like, yeah, I want to join a book club. I was like, well, it's kind of not like a regular book club.
Yeah. Don't judge. Hey, if lady who's a friend of Tippy, if you're watching this right now, don't judge this one as the rest of the book club. Because this
one's kind of the same as the other ones.
We've stayed on topic more so in this one, I feel like, than we have in previous book clubs.
Really?
And we didn't rip this apart nearly as bad as some of the other ones that we've read.
Yes! I picked one we didn't all hate!
Like, yeah, I feel... the Buried Giant we ripped apart.
Yeah, we really ripped that one apart. We ripped that one apart more than we did Red Queen, surprisingly. Although I think that we I didn't like the Red Queen.
I think we've ripped every book that we've read
to shreds.
Just in a different way each time.
I mean, no book is
the
perfect.
one that you recommended to me, Red Queen.
Yeah. I mean, I literally, I just went on Goodreads and I was like, okay, what are recommended to me? Oh, these two sound good. Like, I don't know.
That's how I got Buried Giant. I just went onto Google and looked up.
Don't trust the Goodreads.
Yeah.
Is really what the story, moral of the story is.
It was like, I just finished We Were Liars today, which was one of the worst books I have ever read in my life. Like, it was terrible. And it made me want to go and find the author and punch her in the face.
Okay, what was it? We Are Liars?
We Were Liars, which is...
So I guess for the next book club, we're doing We Are Liars, right?
We Were Liars. Yeah, we're just going to read that, and I'm just going to slowly choke myself to death on stream.
Almost a 4 rating on Goodreads.
But
clearly this is not a reliable...
Yeah, right? That's the thing. Like, I went to write a negative review, and I saw that it had, 4 stars. And I'm like, this book is not a 4-star book. Like, it is a piece of shit. It's written in the most, broken... I actually rage vlogged afterwards. I'm gonna, put it up later. I was so mad when I finished. I was like, I don't have anyone to call right now. I need to just yell.
It was the Goodreads Choice winner of 2014.
Right? It pissed me off. The thing is, they also never explain why they're called liars. The 4 main characters are called liars, never explains why. And I looked into it, and the author, E. Lockhart, apparently her publisher said, I don't like this chapter where you explain why they're called liars. I want you to take it out. And instead of just rewriting or putting an explanation into the book, she just went, all right, well, fuck it.
All right,
and then
cool,
she just turned in the book. And I'm like, you can't just turn in the book. Now the title makes no sense whatsoever. I was so mad. I was like, are you serious?
Did did you look it up by looking up the number one asked question on Goodreads,
yes.
which is, why is this book called We Are Liars?
Because I was like, you lady, I think her name was Kimmy. I think that was like the number one. And I was like, Kimmy, you and I were thinking the same ass thing. Why is this book called this? And Kimmy was like, I had to ask her. And then she doesn't completely explain why. But it was just a signing, so she wasn't going to ask questions. I'm like, I bet she doesn't know. I bet that's why she didn't answer it.
Sounded like a title that would really pull people in. Like,
yeah. I was curious. Because the back was all like, the Sinclairs are beautiful and perfect, and they live on an island, but some of them are liars. And I'm like, well, why are they liars? I got totally sucked in. And then John Green was like, this book's fantastic. And I was like, okay, I like your work, John Green. I got duped. I got punked by that book hard. Anyway, that was a tangent. But
I'm wondering if we're reading all these good books, like the books with the high ratings now, and we're ripping them apart, what's going to happen if we pick low-rated books?
Well, if we pick
are we gonna be like,
fiction?
this is the best book I've ever read? Like,
if we actually do trash book club,
that would be great. I would totally be down for trash book club. I depending on how long they are. Like, this one actually took me almost a full month to read. Usually I'm done in like 2 days.
Well, this was the longest book we've ever read at like almost 500. Like, I picked a doozy. It was a doozy of a read. But anyway, speaking of the reads, this is the book that we're going to be reading for next month. It's called The Hare on the Crown. It was picked by Nishiki.
That means Nishiki has to replace me on here. I'm requiring it of him.
Yeah, he has to read the book. That is a requirement. And I don't know. Well, I might have the 4-frame, so it might be Chaos.
Well, I mean, I won't.
Nishiki.
I probably won't participate next time. If I do, I'll just be talking because I'm not going to have as much free time this month.
Sadness for days.
Mm.
But that's okay.
I will be participating.
Yes, Nishiki, you need a webcam. Do you need me to send you one? I got one.
Well, you're not going to give away your webcam. Like, you might come back to book club. This book wasn't that bad, yo. Like, you're not just like, well, I'm going to just give away my webcam so I never have to be on this book club again.
But like, I think if you recommend... I think if you recommend a book, you should be required to at least come on once. At least for the book you recommended.
You have to come on for the book you recommended. Also, Chaos needs to recommend a book, and then I think we're going to rotate again. So then I think it'll be... Well, it's not going to be you, Shitoka, probably, because you didn't want to... You're not going to be able to do it. But then it'll probably be Tippy, and then it'll be me. And we'll rotate.
I'll participate if Nishiki comes on. How's that?
Okay. Boom! The bar is set.
Boom.
Plus, this is going to be a lot shorter, because I know it's another we're going fantasy again. It's supposed to be, like, really super thing. Hey, TP Poker! I think we're actually, like, winding down. How are you doing?
Everything is frozen.
What if I just have my picture, and then I do audio? So it's going to be, like, a creepy... Yeah, go ahead and ask a question. No problem. So, like, you're going to just have a picture, and then it's just going to be... Really? You're going to pick Slammed in the Butt by my Hugo Award nomination by Chuck Tingle? Okay, Chaos doesn't get a pick.
No, don't let him pick that. No.
Chaos doesn't get to... No.
Just no. I'm just going to spam no until we all agree. No.
I don't think I can allow that to happen, Sai. Like, I mean, even if we do Trash Book Club, I just really feel like I can't...
I don't want to reread 50 Shades of Grey. I'm sorry. Like, once was more than enough.
I'm going to come out and say it. I have read 50 Shades of Grey. I don't want to do it.
I don't know. We could do this one. Look at this one. Revealing Eden, which sounds terrible and only has a 2-star rating.
That sounds terrible. But I don't know.
She has a tragically low mate rate of 15%. In a post-apocalyptic totalitarian underground world where class and beauty are defined by resistance to an overheated environment. Her coloring brands her as a member of the lowest class.
How long does Betty White have left? I have no idea. I feel like that woman is timeless, much like Maggie Smith. And I would totally ship her as Sylvie in Life After Life. Betty White should play...
she's too nice.
Betty White should play Sylvie. But no, I feel like Betty White's got a few years. She's good. She's solid.
Betty White over Maggie Smith for Sylvie.
Yeah. Use your phone for Skype. See, Juan is a problem solver. We can trash the sequel. I don't want to read any more of the 50 Shades. I don't want to read.
We all know Nishiki is just making excuses so he doesn't have to show his ugly ass mug.
His ugly ass mug.
If I can show mine, he can show his. That's how it's gonna go.
I read the sequel too, Sai. I don't want to reread the sequel. The only one I haven't read is the third one. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've read 2 of the 50 Shades books. I almost read the third one, but I lost my momentum. Like if I had just like blasted through them, I would have read all 3 because it was just.
Nishiki, I bought my webcam in 2001 or 2011.
I bought my webcam for like $15 at Target.
Yeah, it's like.
I don't know. They don't get better. Well, yeah, I mean, I read 50 Shades when I was I was not at work. I had some family stuff going on, so I just like had a lot of time to sit around for like 2 days, and I read it in like a day. Like I read both of them. I just went like boom boom like in a day. And they don't get. But it's such a terrible if we're really gonna we're gonna have to like. I'm actually going to start talking about 50 Shades if we continue on this. Like,
go on. I have no idea about it. All I know is it's some rich guy in bondage. That's all I know about.
Okay. So
but it's such a terrible representation of S&M lifestyle and everyone's all like, oh my god, it's so good. And it's like, no, it's not. This is actually not anything remotely like what this lifestyle is like, and it's terrible that you think that. And this is a terrible representation of any kind of relationship ever that ever happened ever, and it should never happen. You should not have read Twilight nor made this fucking fanfic and then made millions of dollars off of it. You bitch. Like, I don't...
You bitch! Like, it's one of those things. I read the first one, and I just had a seething rage. Like, I didn't even get a lady boner. It was just a seething hatred that was filling my body the entire experience. I was just like, why do you exist? Like, who was the person that was like, yeah, you should totally publish that. That's a great job there that you did. No. 50 Shades of shit. I hated that book so much.
How did 50 Shades get published?
Oh, so actually, funny story, right? At my library that I work at, someone peed in the fiction section, and they actually peed on E.L. James, and I was like, they shouldn't have been taken away by security. They were doing us all a favor. Like, I was like, that's the only thing that it's good for. Like,
pineapple chaos. Pineapple.
What did you say, Tippy? How did this book get published, you crazy bitch?
I
don't know. Why?
Because, Nishiki, you need to make that a quote.
That would be amazing. That should be a book club quote. Do it. I'm looking up the laundry files.
We just need at least one quote from every book club now.
Working for the Laundry, a super secret government agency, while his colleagues are out saving the world, Bob's under a desk restored. I'm already intrigued by the laundry files. I'm adding it. But yeah, no, that needs to be a direct quote for the book club. Also, your safe word.
Selling book in Britain. Safe word is pineapple for anyone who watches Kevin Hart.
My safe word is Alabama papayas. So if you're watching me and need a safe word.
That's 2 words.
That's 2 words.
It's safe words.
Many syllables. And
it works.
Could possibly be very difficult to remember under the correct circumstances.
It works for me. That's all that matters. Alabama papayas. 50 Shades of Alabama papayas.
The fastest selling book in Britain since records began, and spawned the most successful 18-rated film ever, but also influenced sales of lingerie and prompted a spike in the purchase of sex toys. I don't.
How many sad, lonely women are there in the world? Like,
I'm gonna make another admission here, is that I also went and saw the movie.
Okay, since this is a safe place, I have seen the movie. I did Redbox it though, so if that helps. Also, very awkward movie.
With my mother and cousin, and then sat next to 3 women who were like easily late 50s to late 60 years old, and I was like, I really hope you know what this movie is about and not just coming just to see what the hype is. Like, I really hope that I'm not gonna have to sit here and listen to you guys in this movie. Like,
Yours was a way more awkward experience than mine. I just redboxed it with my friend. We were like, oh, we'll have wine, we'll sit on your couch, everything will be fine, like, it's a safe place. And then her mom came in and watched it with us, and then her sister, and it was, like, really weird. Like, it felt weird. And then her son came in. So he was, like, playing with Elmo, and it was
Shades of awkward.
It's just, I don't know. It seems like your entire family comes out to judge you when, like, you're watching 50 Shades of Grey. It's like your second cousin busts through. I'm just like, yo, you watching 50 Shades of Grey? What you doing? It's
I don't
terrible.
think that's the quote, Nishki.
That's not the quote,
I don't think that's what I said.
Well, did he add the wrong quote?
I think it was much longer.
It was. We need to we'll just look at the VOD afterwards, Nishki, and then we'll add it.
I will just do it myself.
Is it really that difficult to add quotes to Nightbot? It just seems so...
Yeah, you have to add a command. I need to get Moobot or Ankbot in here. I know Shitoken, I've been saying I'm going to get Ankbot in since the beginning of time.
Ankbot is so easy. You could download it right now and set it up.
I have Ankbot on my computer.
Then what are you doing? You switched over to XSplit and all this other shit, and at no point where you're like, hey, let me just quickly set up Ankbot. Like,
I tried to convince her to put her lights up yesterday, and she didn't do it because she didn't want to do the work.
No, okay, whoa,
like she had nothing else to do, and instead she just decides that it's too much work.
No, here's the thing, right? Okay, I got like a couple cabinets, and I got some of my dad's shit I gotta move. And I needed to move all of that, and then I'm gonna have to move stuff behind my green screen, and I hit myself in the face with one of the stands.
Okay, Ankbot is just like, generate token, generate this token, set up, and you're all set. Then it's done.
And yet
she'll...
Yeah, right. See,
I do it. I swear. How about this? How about I make you a promise that by the next book club, I will have Ankbot set up.
Nishki, that's what Sai said. That is not what I said.
Since your finals are over, how about you promise that by the next stream your Ankbot will be set up?
That's like tomorrow. Okay, I guess I can try.
Hey, you and this.
I didn't know this was gonna be 50 Shades of the fucking Inquisition, like.
Whatever. I just feel like at this point it shouldn't even be book club. We should just do it gaming talk shows.
Yeah, we should. We should probably have just switched over at some point. Anyway, I do need to set it up. I will. How about this? I've got my currency idea. Instead of waiting to do all my fucking graphics and figure out the reward system, I'll just get the currency set up, and then I will tell you guys the rewards later, because I don't know what rewards you're gonna get, because I'm broke shit. So you might just get, like, my love.
Why don't you just make, like, a good reward that you can time out a mod? There you go.
They would just be you.
I know.
The time.
I know. I'm okay with that. Spend your currency on me.
I don't know. I don't even do a currency system. I just use it for the quotes.
Yeah.
I just like the quote system. I don't have a desire really to do a currency system. I don't know what I would call my currency.
I know what mine's going to be. I might as well say it since I'm setting it up tonight, apparently. It's going to be just bucks, and it's going to be drinks. So you're going to have, like...
puns.
Puns? If you want this shit set up by tomorrow, you can't switch my currency system, like, right now.
Well, you don't have to set up the currency system right away.
True, I just need to... Hashtag timeout Shitoken 2016. Apparently, it's already taken off.
There you go. I'm sure everyone in here would be happy with timing me out.
If I were to become a bigger streamer and, like, actually have more followers and stuff, and people wanted a currency system, I would think about maybe setting one up, but as of right now, there's no need for me to set up a currency system. Yeah. I only have, like... I have, like, 53 quotes. Like...
I need to set it up just for the quotes.
That's a lot of quotes.
Her stream is quotable. Speaking of, you should follow both these people, by the way.
Vanna, I think we hit almost 600 quotes, and she's had her set up since like February of last year.
That's because she's quotable as shit.
She's quotable as shit. I also might be responsible for about 90% of those quotes.
She's drunk in like 90% of her streams.
Maybe I just need to get drunk.
Not anymore.
Really?
Not anymore.
Yeah, she used to do a drinking stream every Thursday, which is where a lot of those quotes came from.
Everything becomes quotable in a drinking stream. It automatically. I feel like I become the most charismatic person. I would quote everything.
I haven't been drinking that much. I have whiskey. I actually have whiskey right here in this super fancy flask that I don't know if you can see, that has this pop-outable shot glass.
What?
Like this.
That's
Jess,
awesome.
you have to specify.
I don't know how long whiskey stays good in a flask, but this has been in here for a long time.
You think you're a quotable person.
I don't think I'm a very quotable person.
Considering how much you quote me after I've been drunk, pretty sure I'm quotable. Thanks. Dylan Loop, motherfucker.
It's not the Dylan loop, it's the D loop.
Well, it's the Dylan diagram now. I changed it to a diagram.
You still haven't shown the diagram.
I still haven't shown the diagram, but it's basically the Dylan diagram is when you meet someone in a bar and you think they're the love of your life. Hold on.
We have heard this like 9 times.
Wait,
it's gonna happen.
I need to hear this. I have never heard this. So you need to tell me.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
So the Dylan diagram, I was trying to prove to my friend that you can't go into a bar and meet someone and immediately like fall in love with them. So I picked this guy at the bar and his name was Dylan, and then I went and I just did all these things. And I was like, if you continue
the shit out of him
if you continue with the like thing, if you leave with that guy, then you're just gonna end up in the Dylan loop. Like, it's just never gonna work out. And she was gonna become obsessed and there were gonna be problems. I wrote it on a napkin. It was a brilliant fucking plan.
Were you drunk at the time?
Yes. He was drunk as shit.
Yes.
You are significantly better at explaining the Dylan loop when you're drunk.
Yeah, because it makes much more sense then. Now I just sound like a maniacal crazy woman that's like in a cartoon.
I've never picked anyone up in a bar. Actually, no one just
I haven't either. I left him there. He was just to prove a point. I was like, good day, sir, and I left.
Okay, so are you coming to PAX?
PAX Prime?
Maybe. Yes.
I want to. I don't know what tickets go on sale. That's what I'm concerned about, because like
they haven't even announced the dates yet.
They haven't? I thought they announced it as September.
I looked on the website and it wasn't on there.
But maybe essentially, like, if I want to, I'm planning to go.
I may be able to go to TwitchCon as well, but I have not made that decision yet.
That is a definite. I have my TwitchCon tickets.
Yeah, if I'm going to Prime, and then there's some other life IRL stuff happening, like, but I might try to go to TwitchCon. It's going to depend on a bunch of different things in the next few months, but
I want to go to PAX Prime, and I want to see you in Seattle. So that's kind of a goal.
Dude, you have to come. Oh my god. I went to that used bookstore and I got all of his Dark Materials books for $4 each. Look at this.
What?
$4 a book. And they have this thing at this used bookstore every night at 6 o'clock. They go into book happy hour where everything in the store is 25% off. So I only paid like whatever 25% off $4 is. I'm so excited I can't even do math right now that I only paid that much for this book.
So essentially what you're saying is bring a second suitcase. Like,
so
assume that you're having chick.
Yes. And there are cats there. There are 4 cats that are living in this bookstore, and they're just like wandering around like little awesome cat animals that, don't necessarily want to be pet, but, they're just there in this awesome bookstore that is just like my dream house, because it's like in the bottom of this house and it's just like literally can't even move between the bookcases, and they're all full of books. There are so many books there that there are books on the floor of the bookstore.
I'm so excited about this. Also, it's $3 apparently. They calculated for you.
Calculator.
I don't even care at this point. Like, that's the nice thing about Twitch is that like you can say something like, I have no idea what this is, and someone will know. Like, it doesn't matter.
Everyone will correct.
We create a whole person. Like, you guys complete me. I don't have to do that. You're like my personal inner Google. So you're good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I want to do that.
I am tempted. You want me? I told a couple people they could read the Golden Compass, but I'm tempted to just mail it to you so you can read it, and then just like mail the next one when I'm done with it.
That would be amazing. I would do. Oh, we should do that. I'll mail you like books. You mail me books. It's gonna be, It's gonna be so cool.
The speculated PAX dates are September 2nd through the 5th.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think it'd be first weekend in September. but they haven't actually done the announcement yet. And I think they're changing the name to PAX West instead of PAX Prime.
Yeah, I heard from. Oh wait, what? Chaos, what'd you do? Oh, you didn't. I don't have to purchase Onkbot though. I already have it. But you're amazing. Thank you so much for the $10. Chaos, you rock. Can we get some love in the chat for Chaos, please? Please and thank you. It was so good to meet you at PAX too. That's one of the things I love about these.
Awesome. Chaos is one of the biggest supporters of my stream, and I love him in a strictly platonic way.
Same.
PAX.
We love you
Carl,
in a platonic way.
Chaos was one of my biggest supporters for helping me get to PAX South. So
yeah, and also hashtag Stream Team GPS. That's amazing. What is this heart? Did you sub to someone named? That's amazing. I like it. I like whatever you're doing on there.
Ooh, that heart is. Oh, is that the? Oh, can someone tell me? Thou Love. Yeah, what happened with him? He died, and they made him.
Yeah, that's not. That's just a new Twitch emote.
That's just
they made it a big. No, I think he. Yeah, here we go. A bunch of people I met at South were friends with him.
Like, I can no longer sub to this person, but I think I've got him for 2 more days or something. It's like the most pissed off heart I've ever seen. It's like little vampire teeth, and it's just like it's like an angry heart. Like, I'm both excited and love you, but I'm also pissed at the same time. Weird heart type. But yeah.
So No Man's Sky comes out in a month.
I like the fact you just managed to, like, I feel like in every conversation we have now, at some point you say No Man's Sky is coming out.
Yeah.
I could be talking about, like, a death in the family, and you'd be like, well, No Man's Sky is coming out.
Well, that sucks, but in a month I'm going to play No Man's Sky.
Oh my god. That's just, it's exciting for you. I don't really want to play No Man's Sky.
That's because you're a horrible human being.
Well, that's debatable. So. I'm going to just change this title to Stuff. Till we finish.
When we run out of things to talk about.
Have you not heard of No Man's Sky, Tippy?
Maybe. I'm bad with names. I'm better with plot lines.
It's a space explorer game.
What the hell is No Man's Sky? Hit him with knowledge, Token. Now's your moment.
It's a space exploring game with progressive not progressive.
This is your blowing
randomly generated worlds or something like that.
Yeah, that's
was this announced at E3 where it was going to be like a whole universe and each planet is going to be like customizable or something like that, and you could fly like all over.
Each planet is progressively, I can't remember the word, generated. So it's just a string of algorithms until you land on it, and it's cemented once you land on it. But the thing is, you can land on every single planet in the universe. And if you look in the sky, every single dot of light is a star with planets around them that you can land on. So there's billions and billions of planets to land on.
I do remember this from E3. I watched a lot of E3.
I watched a lot of this stuff.
None of it happened during
procedurally generated. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for.
But yeah.
If it's good, I would be interested in checking it out. But
I just don't think I'm
not
that
hyped for it.
Like, I'm hyped for the concept of it. Like, as someone who's done game stuff, it's really, really cool, and it's interesting to see what they're doing with procedurally generating the planets. But as a completionist and a person who likes stories, I don't think I'm that interested in it, because there's not any story. It's just find shit till you die.
There is. That's what they've said. There is an overarching plot to the story.
How could there possibly be an overarching plot, though? And wouldn't it eventually crash the server?
What do you mean?
There's just going to be so many planets that are cemented and in the memory that
it's left in memory as an algorithm, not as they don't load the whole planet and keep it loaded. It's just like Minecraft in the generation.
Okay.
But
what if you want to go back to a previous planet?
Yeah.
You don't. That's the point. The reason y'all are having trouble seeing the plot is because they're keeping the plot out of the limelight because they They want everyone to keep the game. No, you don't. The
well,
whole
fuck
point
that
of
then.
the
Like, what if you forget something?
You're not gonna forget anything though.
What do you mean you're not gonna forget anything? Look at no. I can't. I can't get behind that. Nope. I need to be able to go back and find it. It's like that fucking thing in Last of Us where they were like, you need a shiv to open this door, and then you finally make a shiv, and it's like, oh well, I can't fucking go back to that area, so I can't ever find out what was behind that fucking door.
It will drive me crazy.
Oh no, you can go to every planet in the universe, and you'll have a map that will plot out every planet you've been on, as well as the planets you haven't been to, and the whole other part of the universe. You can go back to every planet you've been to, but the point is, there's no reason to go back to the planet because another planet you go to will have all the stuff that was on that planet.
So, like...
The overarching plot of the game is to get to the center of the universe, but we don't know why the plot of the game is to get to the center of the universe yet.
Can we even get
the plot
there?
Of the game... Yes, you can. The reason we don't know the plot of the game is because they're keeping it out so that everyone makes their own decision on what the game is to them. For some people, the game's going to be shooting and killing people.
Juan has all valid questions right at the moment. Like, so you can't build, fight, or anything?
No, you can fight, you can build. There's going to be hostile entities on... If you decide you want to side with one race, then if that race has enemies, you're going to end up having to fight their enemies.
To colonize?
Right. Not necessarily to colonize. It's like the universe is already colonized. You're a nomad explorer. You a trader, a fighter, a pirate, a bodyguard. You can decide to live in one section around just a few planets.
Wait.
Yes, you could be racist in the game.
Wait, so am I just a space hobo?
Yes, you're a space hobo.
Why is that exciting?
Because you get to choose what you're doing as the space
hobo,
space pirate, space cowboy.
Okay, so it's like kind of like Minecraft.
Yes, it's essentially like Minecraft.
Can you space panhandle?
Or even like Spore.
Yes, you can space panhandle.
Are you serious?
That sim game.
Yes.
Like No Man's Sky for food?
But as you go to planets, you can get resources and sell them to the planet. You can use the resources to explore. You can use the resources to fight. Yes, it's Minecraft meets Spore, essentially.
I did.
Which is why
I did play Spore for quite a bit.
I
played thousands of hours of Minecraft. I hated Spore.
Spore was nice. You got to make little creature things.
Yeah. I didn't really progress too far in Spore. Like, I played it for a little bit. Minecraft, I played a lot of Minecraft.
So can I name things after myself, or is that not because I can't comment?
All of the planets shall be named Jess.
Jess.
Actually, that is partially true. When you find a planet, it is uploaded. You can upload it to the internet so that other people know that the planet has been found. And under the planet's actual name, it shows that you're the person that found it.
Nice. So yeah, these good-looking people. That's Tippy. 22, you should go follow her if you haven't already, blah, and then the shit tokens down there.
Yeah. Well, I don't get a follow. What the hell's that?
You can go follow him. He's really into space hobos, though. Just, I don't know.
So you would just name all the planets just like I'm envisioning it would be just like just stopping by.
Just stopping by. I would name...
You can also name
see what happened.
Every species you find, you can name.
Kill all the people on this planet. Just wanted to, like...
I mean, every pun.
You can literally name every single creature that you find. You can name them whatever you want. It'll generate names for them, but if you want to, you can name them.
Like, Spore was basically, it was made by, the guy who made The Sims. It was kind of like, you're like I think you, like, start out as an amoeba, and then you, like, move up the chain, eventually.
You evolve.
It was all about evolution. It was actually not too bad. It was, like...
It was interesting.
It was kind of neat. It was a nice creature game. But if those things have not yet been identified, I'm going to find all the things and name them. But that's the thing that bothers me is you can't find all the things, so then it's like, I'm going to just feel like I'm wasting my time.
There is no completing this game.
Like, I want to...
The point is there is no point. I feel like the point is there is no point.
No, there is...
It's not that there isn't a point, but the point is there doesn't have to be a point if you don't want it. It's like Skyrim almost. Like, you can do whatever you want in that game. You never have to... Blah, thank you so much for the follow. You are awesome.
But thank you, Blah. You rock.
To me, it's not any different than Fallout. There's an overarching plot in Fallout, but you don't have to complete the overarching Fallout to get a complete sense of the game.
That's true. I mean, I left my child to die.
I've been playing Skyrim for like 6 years.
Yeah.
I'm playing Skyrim for like 6 years, and I have not completed the main quest yet.
Actually, Chaos, I do.
Sometimes I'll just go there and hunt.
I do look under every rock.
You liar.
That's true. I would never touch rocks. They're dirty.
Rocks are dirty.
Hey, softball. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'd be like, no, I don't have enough Purell or time for that.
Sorry, I was late for work. Couldn't stop looking under rocks.
They would be like,
don't blame me.
You have a problem. Like, you need to
I just need to see if there was gold in any of those flower pots I passed on the way here. I hope the people living there weren't too pissed off.
I feel like that's No Man's Sky, though. Like, that's essentially the real-life version of No Man's Sky, where it's like, why are you stopping and looking at all these rocks? But never look under honeybee.
That's your version of No Man's Sky, though. You don't have to stop at any of the planets. You can actually play the whole game without getting on a planet.
What if you need to refuel?
Yeah.
Then you go to space stations or you mine in asteroid belts.
So they have space.
They've actually shown this.
They have space.
There's
BPs?
space station. Yes.
Can you pick up hot dogs? Like at the space VPs. Like you pull in the little like space gas stations. You get like a space hot dog. Go to another planet. You're a hobo.
But you buy hot dogs at gas stations?
No, yes. But I'm thinking as
That's
a space
all I'm taking
hobo.
From this conversation.
As a space hobo, you can't afford much, so you would get like gas station hot dogs. Right?
I don't know if I don't know if I'd ever buy a I don't know if I don't really like eating hot dogs I haven't prepared myself, and even after that, like I'm still a little hesitant to eat them.
Is Shitoken the one with the Patrick? What? What does that mean? I'm gonna assume yes. I'm just gonna assume yes. Hashtag confusion. We're just talking in general. It's okay to be confused.
It went from book club to let's talk about shit.
Yeah, it was talking
book club
shit.
Usually devolves into let's talk about shit.
I feel like that's just what needs to happen now. It's like book club and then random talk about shit. You've had gas station I know you've had gas station hot dogs, which is weird. I don't personally like gas station hot dogs. The only really hot dogs that I like are there's this place called Louis Coney Island, and they make Greek hot dogs, so like they dip them in this like Greek sauce. It's really good.
I eat them regularly because I don't care about my health.
I mean, I will admit that I pretty much live off of 7-Eleven sandwiches right now, so I can't really speak too much to eating hot dogs, but I still wouldn't really get a hot dog at 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
but I'll eat their sandwiches for some reason. Like, I have no problem doing that.
It's just there's something about the hot dogs that just look grody. I'm just thinking, I'm getting into the mind of a space hobo. That's what was doing. I wasn't saying that I'm the type of person that like...
a space hobo if you have a spaceship.
Yeah, you have a spaceship.
True. And have a place to live.
You're
more
start
like
with the spaceship.
A space nomad, as opposed to a space hobo.
I said that and she automatically changed it to hobo. She's obsessed with hobos because she thinks she looks like a hobo.
I think I look like a hobo.
Apparently
I look like a hobo. Just because I wanted to wear my hair in a ponytail, suddenly I'm a hobo.
Last time I wore my hair in a ponytail for a stream, I got some dude asking me if I was a man or a woman. And I was like, never happening again!
I had that happen so many times. Like, when I was first streaming, I wore my hair in nothing but ponytails, and like dudes would come in and be like, are you a dude? And I'm like, yeah. Alright.
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
You pretty lady? You want to talk? I'm like, it's fine.
Book Club, 50 Shades Games, dangerous food.
Yeah, right? It really progressed. It was like Spore, it evolved.
You all know that I eat, not convenience store, what's the word? Grocery store sushi on a regular basis.
We all know Taco Bell is Jess's favorite food, so there's no healthy in this room.
I love Taco
Chipotle
Bell.
is one of my favorite foods. Although I went like 3 weeks without Chipotle, guys. It was terrible.
What?
I've still never eaten Chipotle.
What?
I eat Chipotle pretty much every Monday, but I didn't for like
so good.
3 weeks. It's pretty good.
Become a titty streamer and you'll never be asked that again. Thank you for the life advice.
I suggested it. She apparently does not want to be a titty streamer and make shit tons of money.
It's just not my life goal, but thank you.
Right.
I don't want to be a titty streamer either.
You mean you don't want to
even
wear...
know if my camera's good enough to like be able to get both my head and my boobs into the shot.
You have to turn it like sideways or something.
Like who wants to see that? Like, no.
I'm not even gonna pretend that I'm gonna play.
Nobody wants to see like tits in a cardigan. No, like this old granny sweater. Like that's gonna make me $1 million. Nobody wants to see that. No.
I don't even have any shirts that like.
I don't either.
I have strictly work shirts. Like I have only shirts that I can wear to work.
That seems like a lifestyle more than like a way to stream. You have to be like a certain type of person to do that.
I've been in streams with titty streamers and
you have to like really like to be looked at. I'm not really someone who enjoys being looked at too much. I just enjoy playing games and cursing at.
Same. I'm not really into. I'm not really there for the attention. And why would you not want to have like my dude voice? You're saying that you would rather me be a titty streamer and you never hear my dude voice. You're missing out. It's almost as good as my Janice.
Chaos. I like that idea. That's hilarious.
What? Yeah.
His chaos is keeping track of our topics.
He is. He's really
he seems to be really good at lists.
I like it. I was so happy when we met up at PAX East. He had a list of like bullet point. I think I've got it. Where is it? No, I don't have it next to me. But it's like it was a document for Stream Team GPS, and I was like, yes, documents.
I'm like so bummed I couldn't go to PAX East.
I missed you. I want us to hang out again. I'm determined.
We hung out for like a total of 5 minutes total.
Knox thoughts on hot dogs without the bun. I don't really like hot dogs without the bun. That's just weird. You gotta have condiments in a bun.
I prefer hot dogs without the bun.
Oh God, that's okay. We can have our
I cut them up. Sometimes I don't cut them up and I just eat them with like a fork. I like stab them.
So I just don't know. I can't eat just hot dogs. I have to have like I have to have things covering it.
I like cheese hot dogs without the bun.
Ooh, yeah. That is a good.
Those are really good.
Give us an example.
I feel like the bread overwhelms the hot dog when you eat it on a bun.
Yeah.
That's why you have to get the jumbo hot dogs. You get the jumbo hot dogs and it's perfect. It's like a perfect balance between hot dog and bun.
Is there such a thing?
Okay.
Like I didn't realize there was a perfect balance. Like I didn't. Okay, Master Chef.
Hot dog unbalance.
I didn't realize this. Now it's Iron Chef.
There's a balance with everything. There is a balance with everything.
There's a balance with everything. Even hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the balance, according to Stranley, was lips to asshole. Like how much is made of. Should Token likes jumbo hot dogs? Are you serious?
I do. They're the best. Why would you get the regular ones when you can get the jumbos?
It's true. Bigger is better. It's not the size of the hot dog.
You should also get thickly sliced bologna. It is. It's food.
What is this?
That is
my God.
Octopus.
What is this? Oh God, that is disturbing. That looks like she's inappropriately touching that other hot dog. He looks uncomfortable. He looks uncomfortable. That one hot dog on the left looks like he wants out of that situation.
No, bologna is really good.
Bologna is delicious. It's really, really good.
Thick cut. You got to get it thick cut. Otherwise, you got to use 2 thin cut pieces.
No, I like to get it thin cut, and I like to put like 10 pieces on the sandwich. Like I like having like 100 pieces of bologna on there.
I'd rather just have one thick ass piece than a bunch of
No, I like biting through all little thin pieces of bologna. It makes me feel powerful.
It makes you feel powerful. And there's too much like there's too much meat taste if you just do the like thick cut. You gotta have like the thin, and then you gotta layer it. That's how I do with turkey.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Yep.
You can't.
And you gotta do like the fold.
And then you gotta have like I like lettuce, tomato, and like mustard.
Why would you fold? That's pointless.
No, because then you get like a double thin layer And then if you do 4 pieces, then you have like a quadruple thin layer because you do the fold this way so that the center is in the middle and that it like folds out this way. And then you do the center on the other way. And then you like do it the other way so it makes like a bologna cross. And then you do just one
cross.
Piece. And like you cover it yellow mustard.
It's like a bologna religion.
And the result of this statement is that I might go to the grocery store tomorrow and buy bologna because I haven't had a bologna sandwich in a very long time.
I just think that's hilarious, where it was just like a bologna cross. Like we became like a religion for bologna, and like Nishi doesn't like him, so he's a bologna atheist.
Sorry, KS. I stopped doing that when I became not a child.
So an adult. When you became an adult.
I ate bologna for like an entire school year because that's all I wanted to eat. Like
She sounds like she used to work for Subway.
That's all we had.
I don't know if that's all we had.
That is true. Like Subway is so rude. Don't give me a triangle cheese, you bitch. Like,
oh yeah, they skimp on the cheese. I went to Subway the other day and I got deluxe, which is like 50% more meat, which is a really good call when it comes to Subway because then it's like an actual real sub. But they still give you the same amount of cheese, and I was like, "What the fuck is that? Like, you're gonna double the meat and then like only give me the same amount of cheese? Whatever."
Last time I went to Subway, I told her to do the meat and cheese layer and then just do the meat and cheese layer again on top of it. That was good. But it was a $15 sandwich.
But that is
extra. No, it's double. It's not $3. It's double because I doubled everything.
Oh God.
Well, they charge you double just because of double cheese. Because she told me that if you want a double meat, it was only $3 extra. Mm-hmm. So they charged you an extra, like if it's.
Well, no, because I got the Subway Melt, which is the most expensive sandwich they have, and I doubled everything.
Yeah, with more.
It's one of those things where I don't really like the way Subway handles themselves. They're misers. They're cheese misers.
I tried.
They're meat misers too.
What's that? Yes.
Who puts one layer of meat on a sub?
Yeah.
It's like for a 12-inch, they use like 6 pieces of turkey.
Yeah. They're just like, there's still space. Like you can see the bread around the stuff, and I'm like, no, this is not how you make a sandwich. I'm like, you're supposed to be a sandwich artist, bitch. Like,
no. Jimmy John's.
Over there.
I recently tried Jimmy John's for the first time like 2 weeks ago. If I want a Subway sandwich, I'm gonna go there now because they actually put a decent amount of meat.
Because I actually have a couple Jimmy John's near me that are probably about the same distance as the Subway I go to. So.
I don't know. I don't like Jimmy John's that much.
They're only 8 inches. But you get like twice the meat in an 8-inch sandwich as a 12-inch at Subway.
I mean, one of the things that I do miss about living in Jersey is that they know how to do a sub. Like they know how to do a sub.
Like I miss... most expensive sandwich at Jimmy John's is $8, and it's gigantic. Like it's way better.
I think it's like the gargantuan. But
yeah, it's the gargantuan. That's what I got last time.
Pickaloaf is so good. Pickaloaf. Making sandwiches with pickaloaf. Also, thoughts on corn dogs? I like corn dogs occasionally.
I've never had a corn dog.
You've never had a corn dog?
They're so good.
They're so
I've
good.
never
like,
had
you
one.
Okay, so you get it's just a hot dog on a stick, and then you just have breading all around it. It's like battered. And then you just dip it in mustard and eat it. It's so good. If you like corn, have you ever had cornbread?
Yes.
Imagine that wrapped around a hot dog.
Cornbread around a hot dog. Yeah, it's sweet cornbread around a hot dog.
I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. Whatever.
Except better.
Nah.
See, I've never had nose.
You got to get one from the fair. The fair ones are like the best if they're perfectly cooked. If they don't undercook
them. Maybe.
It's the Jimmy John's.
Those ones are like 3 feet long. I don't know.
Yeah, this Jimmy John's are only 8 inches, but they can be pretty good. Like it's just I don't know. I've got really bad delivery drivers. I don't like the delivery drivers for Jimmy John's, and it's
not my fault. If you don't like the delivery drivers, then don't get a delivery. Just go up
there. I have to order the catering for work. I'm the person, and then I have to deal with them, and it just left a sour taste in my mouth. Like they're freaky douchies. Like that's what they are, not freaky
douchies.
I'm just like, this guy was like, I called him and I'm like, hey, we have a meeting. We need these many sandwiches, blah, 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 blah. And he calls me back and he was supposed to meet me in the lobby, and he's like, oh, hey, can you walk over to this building that's basically halfway across campus, because I don't want to walk the food to you, so I had to, like, walk all the way across campus to pick it up. Walk all the way back with all these fucking Jimmy John's sandwiches. I'm like, I should get a tip at the end of this.
The whole reason they had me walk is so they didn't have to tip the delivery driver, or the delivery person.
Well, no, I tipped him. I had tipped him.
That's
you
your
have
fault.
To tip online.
You should not have. You don't. Oh yeah, you do.
You have to auto tip at Jimmy John's. That's one thing.
See, that's not my fault that you can't just go to Jimmy John's and bring the sandwiches yourself.
I'm gonna blame you.
I ordered food last night, and I feel bad because sometimes I order delivery from, like, it's not really that far. It's less than half a mile away. It's in walking distance. Sometimes I make them deliver, and then I was like, I'm gonna walk there. And then I ordered the pickup, and then I, like, left my house, and I was like, this was a terrible plan. I should have just made them come. Like, they drive a car. I have to walk, and now I have to walk back with the food. Like, this was a terrible idea. Like, so I didn't need to save the $2 or $3, or I don't remember how much I was going to tip them. I was like, I should have just paid the extra money.
Yeah, normally I would just do that. But, like, I don't know. Jimmy John's, man. I know. Firehouse Subs is good. I don't know if anybody else has a Firehouse Subs, but it's good.
The only thing I don't like about Jimmy John's is I do not like their bread. The bread is not all that good.
No, it's bland.
Yeah, it's like it's just there.
There is a little place, I don't know if they're like a chain or not, but it's called like Herbert and Gerbert, and they have really good subs. They're like at my work nearby. I walk over there and I get like a veggie one. It's good shit.
I don't know.
I hit that
I've never
hard.
heard of them.
Thoughts
when I
on
go back and visit my family, I'm gonna get a sub. Like, that's one of my things. I'm gonna eat Chinese food and get a real sub and eat it to my face real fast, and it'll be delicious.
Thoughts on carnival carnies? I feel like you shouldn't eat carnival carnies. I think that's a bad idea not.
Anyone at all.
I feel like
ever.
you should
no
not.
idea what carnival carnies is.
You have no idea. Like they're like the not the barkers, but they're the people who run the booths, and like they're the people that work in the carnival. So like when they're like, come over here. But like you have the head barker, the person that brings people into the carnival, and then you have the people that just work, which are the carnies. They're generally considered like people of ill repute, so when you see them in TV shows, they've got lots of tattoos and are like really surly.
They're usually crazy too.
Crazy.
And they usually kill people whenever they show up in TV shows as well.
If it's like American Horror Story Freak Show, like it's bad. It's bad news bears.
The ones in Lost Girl were pretty crazy too.
Yeah, Jimmy John's is like freaky fast, but at a price, like. Oh my god!
Freaky fast as in there's a body count after you've received your Jimmy John.
What the fuck, indeed. That chicken.
We want an extra tip because we ran over 3 guys to get here in 10 minutes.
And we got a lawsuit
that's
coming,
gonna be extra.
So can you help pay our lawyer?
Generally, for the same price as a Subway sandwich, you get more meat. So I mean, and Subway's gone up in their prices. They used to be decent, and they actually put a little more meat. Now it's like they don't have $5 subs. It's $5 6 inches.
Yeah.
$5 foot longs.
Anymore.
Oh, what about Steak and Shake? I love Steak and Shake. I have many a drunken night that has been spent in a Steak and Shake.
What is
I've
Steak and
never
Shake?
been to Steak and Shake.
So
I don't even know what it is.
Steak and Shake is kind of like a diner. So imagine a classier Denny's.
It's kind of like In-N-Out.
I like diners.
In-N-Out, like how I thought In-N-Out was just a drive-through. Is it an actual diner?
Oh, wait, no. In-N-Out is like Wendy's or something. I don't know.
Jersey is also the
Steak and
diner
Shake.
capital of the world. It has the most diners per capita of any state or country, I believe.
They have
That's
really
'cause
nice like
Jersey
steak
is,
burgers and Parmesan fries. It's really good. It's like drunk food. I love Steak and Shake. Their breakfast is really good too. They've got really good biscuits and gravy. But yeah, Steak and Shake, Knox. I approve. No one else knows what it is, but I got you. But yeah, I haven't been back.
Waffle House.
I haven't been back to Subway in
Waffle
forever.
House.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me think of Dead Like Me.
Oh, yeah, because they go to the Waffle House all the time. Thank you for the follow, Knox. Welcome to Players. But yeah, so Waffle House is okay. A Waffle House, I don't like when I'm sober. When I'm drunk, Waffle House is a great decision.
You have to order the right stuff, though, or it's not good.
What is the right stuff?
Cheesesteaks.
I don't like steak, though.
Well,
cheesesteak is not steak.
A cheesesteak is not steak.
No, you can't compare cheesesteak to steak. Like, I don't really eat red meat, but I'll eat a cheesesteak.
It's like they take a steak and chop it up into tiny pieces,
and then they cover
cook
it
with mushroom and they
put
cook it with onions
in there, and
it's like
and
half
then it's all
steak, half onion,
and like it's all like in
and it's on Texas toast. I just get it without onions, and it's way better.
Cracker Barrel is overpriced, but it's good.
Onions give the meat such good flavor.
I don't care. I get it without onions because onions are disgusting.
Onions are amazing.
They're delicious. What are you talking about?
What is wrong with you?
They're good in onion rings. That's about it.
Yeah, they're good in other things too. You just don't appreciate the finer things in life.
I had like a cauliflower bake last night, which was like cauliflower with like sweet red onions, and they're like cut real nice and thin. And then it's covered with like this creamy Parmesan sauce, and then like it has Parmesan in addition to that creamy Parmesan sauce on top of it. And like I would eat like 10 of those, and I would just, if they took all the cauliflower out and they baked it all and they just took the cauliflower out and they're like, sorry, we forgot the cauliflower, there's just the onions here, I'd be like, that is fine. I will just eat these sweet onions in this sauce.
I love onions.
Totally fine.
Onions are so good. I love onions. Man, caramelized onions particularly, that shit, I would just eat it. Onions and mushrooms are some of my favorite things.
Like, comparing Waffle House to Cracker Barrel doesn't even count.
Yeah, I feel like they're too different. Like,
they're completely different.
Like, they don't have the same feel. Like, Waffle House is much more like, I don't know, Cracker Barrel's really down home, kind of like we're trying to fake home cooking. And Waffle House is more just kind of like diner-esque.
Like, Waffle House knows that they're not top-notch.
Yeah, they know who they are.
They are aware.
Cracker Barrel is kind of high class.
I've been to a couple Cracker Barrels.
You need to get drunk and go to Waffle House with 3 other friends and sit there and drink coffee after you get drunk.
You don't even need 3 other friends.
I don't have 3 friends. No. I don't get drunk in public that often. I get drunk sitting in front of my computer for random strangers on the internet. And C, I don't know where the nearest Waffle House is. So all of those things together means that I will probably not be going drunk to a Waffle House with 3 friends anytime soon.
A, I'm going to try to make it to PAX. B, we're going to get drunk. C, we're going to find a Waffle House. We're going to go to Waffle House. Because I just go to Waffle House. Like, my best friend, Kate, is like, she was on here one time, and we go to Waffle House. We get drunk, we go to Waffle House. It's nice. And then you watch all the drunk people. You just people watch. It's really cool. It's good times.
Especially if you find a Waffle House surrounded by bars. Those are the best ones to go to.
Yeah. And get there like a little before.
Yeah, you get there at like midnight. And then you just
I remember what I said. You do not need to be putting it all in chat for people to remember as well.
Documenting everything, like just
we now have 3 quotes from Tippy.
I need to get Ankbot up just for Tippy quotes. That's what it is. IHOP I liked. I liked IHOP a lot. The only thing is that there are like 2 IHOPs in my area. Both are kind of far out, and they're always fucking infested with bugs. It's like the International House of Pests.
That's okay. You don't go to IHOP for like the high quality decor or cleanliness. You go there for a good. I don't really eat the pancakes there. I go there for an omelet because there's not a lot of places you can get like a diner omelet.
I like the pancakes. They've got like a really good blueberry pancake. He's still writing.
I really do have. I do have 3 friends, but
we're friends. We're all friends. It's just that we can't go to Waffle House right now. I could make a Waffle House. I can make a little overlay this Waffle House.
Let's go to Waffle House together.
And I just flip it. I'm like, we're in Waffle House now.
I have friends here. I have friends here. I don't know how many of those friends would be willing to get drunk with me and then go to a Waffle House, but the vast majority of my friends live scattered across the United States at this point.
I have never.
And then people are like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna be sitting in front of my computer." Like, I just don't tell anybody. Like,
I'm always like, "Yeah, I'm just doing things." Like, I was telling people about the streaming, and they're just like, "What the fuck do you do?" Like,
I know people sometimes are like, "What did you do this weekend?" And one weekend, me and Cheery and our friend Sana played Shiv and streamed it for like 10 hours by accident, like 10 and a half hours. And like I went to work on Monday, and they were like, "So what'd you do this weekend?" I was like, "Nothing." Like, I played a game for 10 hours straight. It took up my entire day. Then I played more games after that. I think we got drunk that night afterwards. Like,
when did streaming and like particularly like playing games with streaming stuff become like a fucking heroin addiction where someone asks you and you're like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything this weekend.
Nothing. I did nothing. I just, I
was exactly where you thought I was.
I went outside.
I saw the sun.
Don't ask me how long it was that I was outside.
You should have said you went to Waffle House.
Hey, I went to a book club. Like, they all think my book club's like an in-person book club. Hey, I'm sorry, I have book club tonight.
It was in Waffle House. Don't ask me questions.
The nearest Waffle House to me is in Colorado. That is 2 days drive. I know because I've driven from Colorado.
That is 1 day's drive.
Depends how many people are driving.
Well,
it took me 2 days to get here from Colorado, and I came from like right around Denver, and I stopped in Idaho because that was about 10 hours. So I had driven about 10 hours that day, and then I finished off the last leg of my trip. Actually, you know what? I do have to say that this is the year, like a year ago today, starting 2 days ago. To May 4th, I was driving across the country to out here.
Nice.
So this is my year.
She's in Seattle, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am.
Is Shitoken playing with a knife? What the fuck?
Yeah, he's been for a while.
How did I not even notice that? Like, I am really nervous if I ever, like, meet you. You are gonna murder me. And I'm just not even gonna notice. You're just playing with a knife. What the hell? Like, I don't even have anything that's... I could attack you with this, like, captain from Animal Crossing. I don't think the only reason... I don't even have anything Nintendo related. The only reason I have this is because he looked like me this semester. Like, he looked so unhappy. This is me. I need that.
Let's do this. I'm going to look up Waffle House locations.
No, I bite my fingernails. I don't clean them with a knife.
You bite your fingernails, you don't clean them with a knife. You made that sound like that was an okay thing that you just said, but...
Yes, my closest Waffle House is truly Fort Collins, Colorado. It's only 983
Well, that's part of Book Club, Juan. He hides the body after Book Club. Mm-hmm. But...
Chaos knows where it's at.
So I feel like we're not going to be getting drunk and going to Waffle House, because that's
18 hours. Forever. That is not a full day's drive. I tend to do things by myself. Like, I drove out here by myself. I can only do, like, 10 hours a day.
So with, like, people, or with, like, yourself? Like, just
that's if you're going the speed limit, though.
No, I was going, like, 80 the whole way here.
Yeah, exactly. That cuts the drive by, like 3 or 4
hours. 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, like, that cuts the drive, like, 3 or 4 hours at least.
She was going like a Jimmy John's driver. There,
it's literally like a stretch of road. Like, that's it. Like, I would just get on the road, and it would be a straight road.
Yep.
For the entire day. Like, that's what I would do. Like, I would just drive the whole way. And it's just a big long, like, you can see it all the way in the distance in some of the places. Like,
you know, there's people that do that for a living, right?
Yes, I do. I actually worked at a warehouse and met a lot of truck drivers.
I was actually a truck driver.
It just got so
awkward. I don't know
if
I could do it. They were all very nice.
Great. I actually want to do it again. I loved it.
Why didn't you do it then?
I don't think I could do it. Actually, I don't know.
It's kind of a pain.
I loved it, but it was kind of a pain. That's like the best.
Yeah. As any job is, truly. You might not love it, but it's not through it.
You have a Viking horn from your quest. I want to get Loot Crate, but it's just too much money. Like, I can't justify Loot Crate.
I want to get Owl Crate, but I am not spending $30 a month just to get book stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. And, like, you don't even know what book stuff you're going to get necessarily, if you're going to like it.
I mean, I would read it, and I was looking at the past crates, and they're like paperback books. Like, I would rather just look up what the Owl Crate book is and buy it, and I would save so much money.
It just didn't seem like it was worth it. Like, I don't know. And then with, like, Loot Crate and stuff, I want to do it. I know that it's probably good, but then it's like, what about the crates that have shit I'm not interested in? Like,
I had Loot Crate for, like, 4 months, and I gave almost everything away to my family because I didn't want any of it.
Yeah.
So I just stopped it.
Like, I like the ones at the cons. Like, I always end up going to the Loot Crate booth at, like, cons and picking something up, because they always have something like Fallout or... But I just can't.
Yeah, I would rather spend that $30 on, like, buying a bunch of games to stream, or buying, like, I would probably go to that used bookstore and buy... I could get, like, 12 books for $30 there.
Yeah. I just want to... I have so little money that I want to use that money on stuff I know I want. Even if it ends up being a bad purchase, like, oh, this wasn't as fun as I'd hoped, or this wasn't this, like... At least I'll know what I'm buying, like... I don't really have many thoughts on Jack in the Box. Like, they're kind of... It's just kind of meh.
I like Jack in the Box. I actually have a Jack in the Box quite often. No.
See, I used to have Jack in the Box all the time, and then I kind of got out of it.
I like their egg rolls. And then I tried their mini churros for the first time the last time I was there, and I was like, why have I not been purchasing... There's no Jack in the Boxes on the East Coast, so I've only ever gone to Jack in the Box since I've been out here.
Yeah, see, there's only like 200 miles away from me or something. So
there are
why
a lot
are you
of
going then?
Like, if I'm
Jack
out
in the Box right now.
If I'm out, and there's always a Jack in the Box within like a mile of where I am out here.
Munchie meals are good, Nishi. Like, I do like the munchie meal because you get like
munchie meals.
So after midnight, they have this thing called the munchie meal. So you go in there and it's a box, and it's got like a super duper cheesy hamburger on like sourdough bread, and you get like tacos. It's really good. It's like a fatty box.
I don't eat hamburgers though.
Oh, you don't eat hamburgers?
They have chicken.
Yeah, I don't. They have chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, I get the chicken sandwiches.
They have
I get the chicken ranch sandwich.
And they have like...
I get the chicken ranch sandwich
nuggets.
And like an egg roll. And like sometimes I get a milkshake. And
I'd
now
rather
I'm gonna
just
be
go
getting
to...
a churro with a...
I'd rather just go to Whataburger and get a triple so that I can have 3 deals of meat.
I
absolutely hate you. I want Whataburger. Fuck you. They had spicy ketchup.
And then I'll get a 44-ounce milkshake.
Sandwich, though. See, like some fast food places don't do chicken very well, and I don't eat hamburgers. I mean, I eat them every once in a while, but I very rarely eat hamburgers. So it needs to have... They need to have a good chicken sandwich, or I don't go there because I won't eat any of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where... I don't know. Damn, it would be hard choosing a restaurant, Tippy and Jess. It's one of those things where, like, I just don't like seafood. Like, other than that, I can try and work with things.
Like seafood.
I just don't.
Right?
What are you talking about?
Fish. Like, I like some fish.
She has, like, the weirdest not liking stuff.
What? Seafood is so delicious, though.
Like, I can't.
How? What? Why?
It's weird to me. I don't know. I can't eat it. Like, some things I can't eat. Like, I can eat certain fish.
Eating cow?
What?
How is seafood weirder than eating a cow?
I don't know, man. Like, I think
she has trouble eating beef.
I don't eat beef.
I kind of have to live in a perpetual state of denial when eating, like, meat. Like, I need to eat meat just to feel good, but I can't. It's like I can't eat things that have bones in them, and I can't eat like fish that look like a fish. But if it doesn't look like a fish, I can kind of eat it. Like,
what about sushi? Does that mean you don't eat sushi? There's a sushi place near me that's like a conveyor belt sushi that you just like
it's not
take.
Good.
Yeah, I just don't like the taste of sushi.
That you just like take it off the.
I don't want to get tapeworms.
Off the conveyor belt. It just like goes through.
I don't like the taste of sushi, so.
Around.
I'm sorry.
Yes, anyway, there's lots of places to eat here. There's so much. Yeah, you could do Vietnamese. That's just like soup.
We worked it out.
I mean pho soup, but
like I always work it out with people. Like I always manage to find a place where we can all eat. It's like gonna be fine.
Well, it's not Vietnamese actually, is it? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had Vietnamese actually.
Yeah, octopus freaks me out. I tried it once. And
octopus is so delicious.
Like, the sucker got stuck to the top of my mouth, and I had a panic attack. Like, I was just like, I pried it out and I, like, threw it across, and then I just felt bad the rest of the night.
Shrimp is one of the fish, they do not serve raw shrimp. Shrimp is always cooked.
You can't eat raw shrimp.
Hey,
It's literally
Patrick.
toxic.
Eel is also always cooked. I did learn that.
You may be thinking shelled shrimp. You may be thinking when it still has a shell in it, like boiled shrimp.
Yeah, like I have no idea, but it just really, I don't know. Octopus just weirded me out. I've heard it's good.
I've never had octopus.
It's nice that you ate at Cheers. Did you try eating at Dick's Last Resort? Because that's a fun restaurant to go to, and that's like right next to Cheers. I don't know if it's still there, actually. I ate there a couple times.
I didn't actually eat at Dick's Last Resort, but that's because there's one right downtown in Indianapolis, and I've eaten there. And I never go to places that are in my hometown just because.
No, that makes sense.
So I
have a Cheers mug, a Boston Cheers mug.
Yeah.
I mean, I live there, so. I actually went there with like my parents when they visited one time, but we'll find food to eat. We'll find a restaurant.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
If all else fails, there's always McDonald's.
Ugh.
Whoa,
I'd rather eat
Patrick,
it
you trying to do like a rap song? But yeah, anyway, that's one of those things. I feel like we'll figure it out. We'll all figure it out.
Hosu Faux Blues.
Hosu Faux Blues. That sounds like the most pimpin' restaurant ever. I wonder why she's suing. Was it too much pimp-hand?
No, I feel like it's almost like a Chinese restaurant with jazz or something like that, with blues music playing. Hosu Faux Blues.
I feel like I probably need to go to House of Blues. Like, Chaos just was so mad at me the entire, like, PAX East experience because I kept eating pub grub while I was in Boston. But I really like pub grub. So.
But Boston has so many options. Did you walk down Newberry Street?
Yeah. But I ended up always gravitating towards pub grub. I had Ernesto's Pizza. That was amazing. That kind of just made me want to just move there. Was so good. It was like a half cheeseburger, half buffalo chicken, like blue cheese pizza.
Yeah, it looks disgusting.
I don't like
it looked amazing.
Cheese.
And everyone
actually, I've never had one.
At the pizza place thought it looked amazing.
I'm pretty flexible with food. I just prefer not to eat red meat. I eat red meat. It's not that I don't eat red meat. I prefer to eat other meats besides red meat because I like it better than red meat. But if like we went to a place where it was like, here, have a steak, I was like, I would eat a steak. Like, so I pretty much will eat everything.
Like I will choose red meat over everything.
I will choose chicken over everything.
I would choose just veggies.
I do like chicken breast. Like I'll choose chicken breast almost everything except for red meat.
Yeah,
like it's red meat, chicken breast, and then lettuce.
Just lettuce.
No, salad, like lettuce, salad, spinach.
Okay, I thought you just like you become a rabbit at like the third point. You're just like, just lettuce. I would just have nothing but iceberg, thank you.
Iceberg lettuce is the worst lettuce.
Yeah, like you gotta go romaine.
What level of doneness do I like my steak? Medium rare. Closer to rare than medium.
Oh, thanks for the host, Dave.
I like it closer to medium than rare.
I like my meat like practically bleeding. Just get it past the danger zone and I'm good.
I like mine burnt to a crisp.
I know a guy who literally he tells them put the steak on the grill for 10 seconds, flip it over 10 seconds, and it's done. That's literally
what
No, you can't. Why would you? No wonder you don't eat red meat because burned to a crisp, it has zero flavor.
Well, I can't do it. Like I went to this one place. God, I can't even remember what it was called.
Soft and tender.
And I was like, well, I'd like my hamburger well done.
Where like you don't even need a knife. Like, all right, like please don't misunderstand me, Nishi. Like it's not that I dislike red meat. It's that it is not my go-to food. So I appreciate good red meat, and I will eat red meat. But if I have a choice between getting a chicken sandwich and a hamburger, I will most likely be going for the chicken sandwich. If I'm at a restaurant where they're, it's good red meat and they're known for their meat, and I will not be like, no, give me the chicken. Like I will not eat red meat. Like that's not the situation at all.
I don't know. I can't do bleeding burgers. If it looks like Eli Roth directed my sandwich, I'm out. Like, if it looks like I just pick it up and suddenly it's just a horror movie in my hands, I can't.
But see, it doesn't have to be
done.
It doesn't have to be
bleeding
well
into your
done. Yeah. You can get it
There's
like
a big range between bleeding into your hands and so done that you can't even tell that it's meat anymore.
I just go with the extreme. That way there's never any confusion. Because I'm just like, I asked for well done one time and I got rare and it was all like, it would just like bleed. It was, I don't know. I felt like Doogie Howser. I was like, when did I go into surgery?
If you aren't sure about rare, I mean, if you aren't sure about medium, get medium. Like medium is a good, it's a good like middle ground.
I would
medium rare. I think is really like your best bet.
Medium rare is perfect in my opinion, but then if you don't like red meat, then you get medium well.
I have to get medium.
And
well.
then it's not
well
like
done is just well done. You might as well order something different.
Yeah.
That's basically my plan.
At that point, you're eating leather, not food.
Yeah. You're like, this tastes terrible. Well, of course, because you literally had them cook all of the flavor out of your dish.
And that's why I always get chicken tenders. Everyone else is like, I'm going to get steak. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I don't know. I do like chicken fried steak, though. Like, that's my favorite meal is chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak is good. I've had that. It is good.
With white gravy.
Yeah.
And some mashed potatoes.
Anything with gravy is good. But that's just my country bumpkin showing.
You can put gravy on anything and it would be edible.
Pretty much. They should all be on Hell's Kitchen. I would not be allowed to be on Hell's Kitchen apparently because I burn everything. I'd be like, I see pink there, burn that.
Like I make drunk people food. I don't make like real food.
That's amazing.
I barely ever even go into my kitchen unless I'm getting some like a fork to eat my takeaway. Like
I can cook all kinds of drunk people food, but I can't make gourmet anything.
I like the fact that both Tippy and I don't cook whatsoever, and you're down there like the little chef. The little chef. And we don't. I don't cook.
There is a YouTube channel where there's a woman who like cooks miniature food on a little miniature stove and like makes little mini items. And it's hilarious and kind of impressive, to be honest, because she uses like little dishes. She like makes like, she made like a chicken curry and it was like 2 grains of rice and like a little bit of chicken. Like,
I would just be like, where is my actual sandwich? Thank you. Sai saw
so
me
adorable.
at fucking Capstones. They were handing out cupcakes, and I had like a mini cupcake, and then I was like, I almost want to stay in this presentation and eat another cupcake. Just be like, this presentation is so good.
I have dipped my
mini
steak
kitchen. Yeah, that's
in ketchup before. You can screw yourself. I like my sauce from time to time.
I'll have steak sauce every once in a while. I would do ketchup every once in a while too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like you can add sauce to things. I mean, I'm not the expert on the steaks,
but
I feel
put
like
it
you
on
can
top.
do your own thing.
I don't put any sauce on top. I dip it, and I always try before. And you always try before you add any sort of. I always try it before I add anything to it. Like
I
even
feel like
salt.
that's just with sauce in general. Right. Like before you add a sauce to any meal, you want to just try the meal and see if it like needs it, and then you go.
But like I've never put sauce on top of something like steak, hamburger. It doesn't matter until I've at least tried it first.
Yeah.
I try to eat it the way the chef intended it to be eaten, and then I'll decide if I want it differently. Well, that's what I mean. If it's prepared right and marinated well, you shouldn't need to add any sauce. That's true. But if it's not, then sauce away.
Yeah, there you go. Like the best steak I ever had, I added absolutely nothing to it. Like I just straight up ate the steak in like 2 minutes. I was done with it. It was great. And then you go to like some back ass place that doesn't know how to make a steak, so you just pour A1 on it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Mm.
Well,
I agree.
It's pretty much midnight.
Oh, so. I forgot. It's only 9 o'clock here, so.
Yeah, it's only 11 here.
I'm gonna.
It's Saturday.
Wrap it up.
I'm gonna play some Last of Us.
Oh, are you gonna do that right now? Because I'll just host you. And hey, I smell like garbage. I did not see
I might need like 10 minutes since we've been sitting here for 2 hours.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I have no problem sitting here for 2 hours.
Well,
if I had a problem sitting here for 2 hours, I'd be like, let's wrap this up so that I can go take care of some business.
This has been super fun. I hope that, like, harkening back to the book club, the book is going to be The Hero and the Crown by Robin McKinley. So we should do that. Hey, point match win. If you want, I'm going to go ahead and just host Tippy. She's going to be on in like 10 minutes to do her stream. So if you would like to just follow me over there, we'll just lurk. I'm doing really good. Point match win. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well.
Sir. I'll start up my bot. You can read some of my quotes if you want.
That sounds good. You can just taunt me the entire stream about the fact I haven't gotten on the bot ready.
Nishi has been quoted on my bot.
He has. I haven't even gotten a quote. Like, nobody, like... Nishi bloated about that. He got real excited. He was real excited about getting quoted.
I'm not really I'm the one who actually quoted. I don't really quote a lot of people on my own quote bot,
But anyway, thank you all for hanging out, and thank you particularly to Tippy22 and Shitoken. You should go and follow both of them. And we're gonna raid Tippy's channel, and then she'll be on soon. So
awesome.
That's it, shit, guys. See you later.
Thank you so much.
Bye.